Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the second video in my sort of vlog series about creating and developing my own video game. But before we get started, thank you so much for the previous video. I had over 70 views. I wasn't really expecting that, given that the entire purpose of the play of the series was just to document my progress during my game development journey. So thank you so much for that. And I truly appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing more of you going forward. Thank you. So today we're just going to work on creating the scenes and also some scripts for the characters, for the enemies, and also for the main scene. So first off, let's open up the door and load up side script. Okay, so from our previous video, I we made various folders where we could keep everything organized. So I kind of reorganized it. As you can see in the assets, we have the enemy assets, items, players, UI assets, and world assets. In the enemy assets, we have the small b. I decided to go with the small b because I believe it's easier for me. It just has a fly, a hit and attack state. And then there's also the player, which we have the player assets in different positions: attack, running, jumping, falling, and then death. And in the UI assets, we have the UI, everything that we probably are going to use in the game. Different colors could represent different states of health for the enemy or for the player. And last but not the least, the world assets. So we have the background layer, we have the fence, we have the lamps and the grass and the rocks and everything we're going to use for the game. Okay, so let's go back to, and then we also have the scenes and the scripts. So all the scenes of the games are going to go here, and all the scripts of the games are going to go here. All right, so let's see. I'm planning to make this game have just one level, so everything is going to go on in that one level. Remember, we don't want to make it too complicated so we won't be discouraged to finish the game or to follow along. Alright, so for the main scene, we'll just make a 2D scene and let's call it main scene. We will save it. Let's save it inside scenes and we'll just name it, give it the same name, main scene. Save it and we're done. And next we'll also create another scene, but for the player. But this time we'll go to other node and we'll look for character body 2D. Yeah, I think it used to be called kinematic body 2D, but now it's character body 2D. Basically, it's used for scenes or characters that need movements, to jump, run, fall, and other animations. So we create that, and let's just call it player. Save it, and it's also a scene, so let's just save it in scenes, and we'll call it player. Save, and we're done. Don't worry about this for now. We would handle that later. And the last but not the least, I believe we also need the enemy scenes, and also the enemy will need to move and do other stuff. So let's give it a character body 2D, and we'll name it an enemy. I forgot to spell that. Okay, and we'll save that and put it in here. It's also a scene and enemy. Save. Okay, and I believe we are done with creating the scenes. Next up, we'll also want to create scripts. Scripts are like a blank page for coding where you can code whatever you want your player or your enemy or your main scene to do, the way you want them to behave. You can customize it in the scripts. So let's go to the player and we'll just press here. For now, I only need a script for the player and the enemy. So we go to the player and we just press here, attach a new script, and we just call the script player.gd, but we don't want it saved in the scenes, we want it saved in the scripts, which are here. And there we go, player.gd, and we'll save it there and create. So this is the player script. As you can see, Godot comes with its own default scripts, which we are going to use some of it, but we're going to make some of it better fits our game. So we're done with this. We'll also create a script for the enemy. And call it same thing too. We're going to change it from the scenes to the scripts. We want it to save in the scripts. Call it enemy.gd and we'll open it and create. Done. So now we've created two scripts. We've created two scenes and the main scene. All right. So next, now we are going to handle the animations and also solve these yellow triangles that you see. They're nothing bad, it just says that something is missing from these character bodies, which we have to add to them, which is usually collision. So most, if not all, moving bodies in Godot, you need a collision. Collision kind of tells you that you're able to hit something and there'll be a reaction to that. So we can surround an enemy or surround the player with a collision. So everything will not this is just so that everything won't be passing through each other. Let's go to the player, we'll click this plus, and we'll just add a collision shape. That's all. So now this collision shape is also asking, what kind of shape do you want? Do you want a square shape or rectangle, oval shape? But before we do this, we also have to give the player what I call, or what is called the player sprite. This is where we're going to put the player the animation and the PNG that we had before. So let's just go here, sprite 2D, create it. Let's put it on top. Then this sprite 2D will come over here, and we just say click here, load, and then we'll load the assets for the player. So player assets, and this. Done. So as you can see, it loads everything up, all states of movement, but we only want to use one state at a time. We don't want to see everything playing out at once. So we have to, we have to offset it. We have to give it the exact horizontal and vertical frames. So I believe horizontal is like this and vertical is like this. Well, let's see. So the H frames, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we want 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. And for the vertical frames, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. So now you can see exactly one frame at a time. So if we move frame by frame, and good, this is the last frame. So we just want to see one frame at a time. And let's go to the first frame, and this is okay for us now. So we save it. Now we come to the collision shape and we select the shape that we want. For now, I think it's better to go with a rectangle. So we make sure that this rectangle covers up the entire character. We can even move it up. We can move him up here and move the rectangle up here. Make sure that it covers the character entirely. Oh, let's put him down a bit. So his legs, so his legs are directly on the line. Then we'll also move this one down. Stretch it up. Stretch it here. And let it just be here. And this is good. So we save that. As you can see, the yellow triangle is gone. And we can also do the same thing for the enemy. We come here, we first of all take sprite 2D, and in that sprite 2D we also give it a collision shape. Done. So now sprite 2D, let me see, let's delete this. The collision shape is supposed to be for the enemy, not for the sprite 2D. So click on the enemy and do a collision shape. Good. So sprite 2D, same thing, but this time we're going to choose the enemy sprite, not the player sprite. So load assets, enemy assets, small b. We could just use, for now, let's use the attack pose. So let's just choose this and open it. Okay, so this is the b in its attack state. So 1, 2, 3, 4 horizontal. So let's go to animation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So let's try it out and see. Good. And then let's just move it up a bit so we can work with it properly. Move it up here and also give it a collision shape. Let's make it square also, or rectangle, let's call it. And this is good, this is good. And save. And that's it. So we have created the player scenes, the enemy scenes, and the main scenes. And we've also given them collision shape so that they can be able to hit walls. They can hit walls and enemies can hit them, and they can also hit enemies and all that other good stuff. And also the enemy too, we've also given the enemy a collision shape. And I believe that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Cheers.